President Duterte made it a point to hear firsthand the preparations being made in time for the onslaught of Typhoon Ompong. He sat down with weather experts over at the NDRRMC headquarters along with some of his cabinet secretaries. Here, the Disaster Response Agency released the list of areas that are likely to experience signal number 1 of the typhoon. These include Batanes, Cagayan, Apayao, Abra, Kalinga, Ifugao, Benguet, Quirino, and Nueva Vizcaya. Certain provinces in Calabarzon, as well as areas in the Bicol region, are also advised to prepare for signal number 1. Meanwhile, the NDRRMC has also warned those staying in the coastal areas of Cagayan, Isabela, and Ilocos Sur to be cautious of possible storm surges. Developments in the release of water from our reservoirs have also been discussed. The agency says Magat Dam has already started releasing water as early as today as precautionary measures before reaching spillover levels. The agency says river basins likely to be affected with water release from our dams include Abulug, Abra, Cagayan, Pampanga, Agno, and Pasig Marikina. President Duterte, meanwhile, has appointed Chief Political Advisor Francis Tolentino as his conduit regarding matters relating to the typhoon. He also urged for a single number to call in times of emergency.
Suggest that there is one line for all government agencies, including the Department of Defense, but another line for just the military and the uniformed police. Para isang tawagan lang.
Education Secretary Leonor Briones likewise is making preparations to ensure enough stocks of books once the typhoon comes to pass, but she is appealing to government to limit the number of schools being used as evacuation centers.
Ang aming buffer naman ay ang learning materials, ang mga books kasi nasisira yan. And we'd also like to reiterate our proposal, Mr. President, na perhaps we can minimize the use of the school buildings as evacuation centers because the children have to make do with temporary learning shelters, which of course exposes them to greater risk.
The country, meanwhile, hopefully will not be too battered in terms of rice supply. This is according to Agriculture Secretary Manny Piñol, who says that while the typhoon is expected to affect an estimated 1.2 million hectares of rice and corn, it will only reduce our rice buffer stocks by at least 3 days.
The impact on our rice supply will only be about 3.6 days. Our reserve will be reduced by about 3.6 days. We don't really have a problem with the supply now, Mr. President. It's harvest time, and the imported rice are starting to come in, and we are now harvesting all over the country.